Welcome back to CognitionChunks Yellowstone. Day 2 Part 1. We awoke on the second day, checked out, and headed northeast around the Figure 8. Past West Thumb Geyser Basin. I failed to set the date correctly on my camera. August 23rd, 2022 was actually September 19th, 2023, whoops. We visited Pumice Point in passing and then hiked up to the natural bridge across the rock formation. It was roughly a 0.9-mile hike down a flat, paved path. Indigenous knowledge systems offer valuable insights into the sustainable management and conservation of ecosystems, having been shaped by centuries of direct interaction with local environments. These practices, often transferred through oral tradition, hold both empirical observations and spiritual elements that emphasize a holistic approach to ecosystem balance. Types of indigenous knowledge relevant to ecosystems. Land management. Indigenous practices often involve controlled burns, rotational agriculture, and other techniques that mimic natural disturbance regimes, enhancing biodiversity. Seasonal calendars. These are intricate timing systems to monitor seasonal changes and are often more nuanced than conventional Western calendars. They guide activities like planting, hunting, and harvesting. Phenological knowledge. Indigenous communities often possess detailed observations about the timing of natural events such as plant flowering or animal migrations, which can inform broader ecological studies. Ethnobotany. Indigenous people often possess intricate knowledge about plant species, including their medicinal, nutritional, and ecological value. Soil health practices. Traditional soil management techniques often focus on increasing organic matter and maintaining a favorable pH balance, providing insights into sustainable agriculture. Wildlife management. Techniques for sustainable hunting, fishing, and trapping that aim to ensure the viability of local animal populations. Integrated pest management. Indigenous methods often utilize specific plants as natural pesticides, revealing eco-friendly alternatives to chemical controls. Water management. Traditional water storage, conservation, and purification techniques often display a deep understanding of local hydrological cycles. Cosmovisions. Indigenous worldviews like the Andean concept of bien vivir, or good living, place human life in balance with nature and can offer broader philosophical perspectives on conservation. Importance and preservation. Sustainable use. Indigenous communities often operate under principles that discourage overconsumption and waste, thereby promoting long-term sustainability. Biodiversity conservation. Traditional agricultural practices, such as agroforestry and polycropping, tend to increase biodiversity and soil health, as opposed to monoculture farming. Climate resilience. Indigenous practices often demonstrate resilience to environmental stresses, offering valuable lessons for climate adaptation strategies. Disaster risk reduction. Indigenous communities frequently have long-standing practices for dealing with natural disasters like floods or droughts, making them important for building resilience in a changing climate. Ecological monitoring. Long-term residence in particular habitats has made indigenous peoples skilled observers of environmental change. Cultural connection. The spiritual and cultural significance ascribed to various elements of ecosystems can offer alternative perspectives on their intrinsic value, beyond economic considerations. Methodological contributions. Participatory research models. Indigenous knowledge systems often involve collective decision-making, which can inspire more participatory and equitable forms of scientific research. Mixed method approaches. Incorporating storytelling, indigenous art, and spiritual practices alongside empirical methods can offer a fuller picture of ecological states and changes. Qualitative indicators. In addition to empirical measurements, indigenous knowledge frequently employs qualitative indicators, like the behavior of a specific animal species, for ecological monitoring, enriching conventional scientific methods. Holistic approaches. Indigenous perspectives often view ecosystems as interconnected wholes, a viewpoint that is increasingly being validated by modern ecological science. Challenges and considerations. Knowledge erosion, modernization, and cultural assimilation pose significant threats to the preservation of indigenous knowledge systems. Data standardization. Traditional knowledge may not always fit neatly into Western scientific classifications, requiring innovative approaches to data integration. Then checked into the Yellowstone Lake Hotel and broke for lunch. Thank you for joining us for another Cognition Chunks episode. Please like and subscribe.